Here's Brody Brazil.
How are you hanging in there, by the way? All this news, all these developments, it's a taxing time on all of us who have followed and covered and been passionate about the A's.
It's not a lot of fun. I still occasionally wear my Oakland A's items out in public, and I sometimes immediately regret it because I have people being a little smart, give me some smart comments. Of course, it's not a lot of fun, but it's hard to just give up on something you've loved your entire life.
What's your plan, by the way? Everybody's got a different agenda and story, and I don't know that everybody's got it figured out yet because nobody knows the circumstance, but you're a diehard. You're one of the very faithful over the years. What are you going to do?
Well, this season, if it is the last year at the Coliseum, I know a lot of my buddies and stuff can't believe I'm doing this. I'm going to ride it out. There's young, talented players that I've seen play and I've announced over the Stadium PA in Stockton I want to see continue to play, like Zach Geloff, Nick Allen, guys like that. So I'm still going to go. Maybe one of the 50 people there at the stadium. But I want to be there for the workers. I want to be there for all the people that still care about this as much as we can, even if we feel like we're getting a teep into the stick here, to say the least.
And so that's your plan for, 2024? And what if there's a 2025 in San Francisco and maybe in part in Sacramento? Will you do those trips? Will you drive over there? Will you drive up 80 to go to A's games still?
I might catch an occasional game here or there, possibly, but I haven't thought that far ahead yet. That's the really tough part. Not sure yet.
Oakland's your thing, huh?
Oakland is my thing. I either work down the street from the place. The Coliseum works out spectacularly, or
right.
I drive from Dublin here, or even take part. I really don't want to go to games in San Francisco. That would just feel really dirty. And also, the fact the A's gave the land to the Giants to stay in San Jose, their territorial rights, and then they didn't help us out in the vote, and then they're going to let the A's play in the stadium possibly. That's just stings in every aspect possible.
So, what do you think it's going to be like if there is some ultimate conclusion? Like if there is a last game in Oakland or in Sacramento or wherever? Are you trying to not figure out how you're going to feel? Do you already know how you're going to feel, or how do you see that side of it?
I'm not trying to play it ahead too far, but I already know if 24 is the last game at the Coliseum, that last day, I know it's a day game, a Thursday day game, which is kind of sad that's the way it's going to be, but I just know I hope the ushers don't try to kick me out right away, because I'll probably be sitting there reflecting on everything, and I have no problem admitting I'm almost 40 years old, but I'll probably be sobbing in my seat. It's gonna be really tough. Just all the memories of that day, I think, are gonna be really tough. Everything's gonna just keep flowing, and the memory bank will just keep going. It's gonna be tricky, man. I'm not excited for that day. I'm excited for the season to get going because I love baseball.
Yeah.
But I'm just very very worried it's gonna be very difficult, to say the least.
You can be honest with me here because everybody saw me in tears. I guess that was mid-June, and probably a couple different occasions over time and over the years for different things, but obviously this A's situation from the past season. Has this ever broke you down emotionally yet?
Oh, it's got me a few times. When basically when Vegas was announced, I was driving home from Banner Island Ballpark in Stockton. I saw one of my friends' moods completely change during that game. He just told me to stay off social media, so I did.
Yeah. Then
my phone started blowing up on the car ride home. It was a wide range of emotions, from screaming, yelling, maybe punching the steering wheel a bit, to then just kind of pulling off the side of the road and breaking down a bit. It's not easy having this happen to something you love so dang much.
You know what else is amazing to me is that if all of this was so well laid out and, the T's were crossed and the I's were dotted, and, it was a place that already had a bunch of sports and it all was, for decades, and there was something well established, and you lost it to that, right? You'd say, well, I guess this is business, and I guess this is just what happens. And it's still not fun or fair, and it doesn't sit well, but when it's all going this direction of untested and unproven and some numbers and projections and ideas that make you go, huh? I think that's the hardest part of all of this, is that it's not conventional by any means. I guess relocation is never conventional, but I feel like even the Expos going to Washington, D.C., there's something just a little bit more concrete there about what a baseball team could look like and how it could be supported in the stadium that they built, all that stuff. It just seems like that was more understandable, even for Expos fans in Montreal who I know are still not over it. But at least you were losing it to something that made 100% sense. Las Vegas makes a certain amount of sense, but under these circumstances, I don't know what percentage that is.
No, I wholeheartedly agree with you. The only reason why, it's still so dang frustrating is where's the stadium plan? Like, the stadium might even move. Hey, the way John Fisher and stuff has been as an owner, this might not even get done. It may still be another saga for another decade or two. You never know. It's just, I couldn't believe the owners voted 100% yes on it when nothing's in place. Again, no renderings, unless they were showed something that we weren't haven't had the privy to see yet. I hate the fact too. It's another team. Don't get me wrong. I was never a Raiders fan. I'm a Niner guy.
Yeah.
But still, I feel for all my friends that had that happen with the Raiders twice.
Yeah.
And then we have the A's leaving. It's just, a lot of them are telling me this is what it feels like. I'm like, I don't want to do this ever again. I've had minor league hockey teams fold mid-season. R.I.P. San Francisco Bulls. I didn't like that, but. But I wasn't so attached to that.
They fixed the Cow Palace up so well for just what 2 seasons? Was it 2 years? One and a half? 1.5.
Yeah. 1.5.
Yeah, right.
So our last home game was on January 15th of 2014. Why I still remember that exact date, I don't know. I need a lot of help. I can't remember anything important that my friends and stuff tell me, but I can remember the most random sports stuff you will never need in your life.
Their head coach was named what? Who, I should say?
I know. Pat Curcio.
I was doing Bulls trivia on you right there. All right,
and they had a few, and then Ryan Clough was one of their assistant coaches.
I did a whole thing on that. We had a wireless mic on Ryan Clough for one of the couple games that he was a coach on the bench, and we beeped out a lot. Not gonna lie, he was swearing like a sailor out there, just like you'd expect. Hey, I got one more thing, and then I'll take some more calls here. And I think you got a really good vibe on this. Hypothetically, if there was some Christmas miracle here, or right around the corner, so to speak, and somehow, some way, the A's decided, well, we're going to put this thing off, and it's just whatever. I don't even want to hypothesize here because it would take so many things, and it seems far-fetched. But if there was something like that, or if baseball turned around and said, okay, maybe we will do expansion in Oakland. Like, how do you think the appetite is right now for baseball or for the A's to stay, just based on the journey that everybody's been through? What do you sense the appetite being like in the fan base?
Oh, if all the Major League Baseball said, you know what, you guys are keeping your team, or at the very least, you get an expansion team in a few years and you keep in the colors.
Right.
I have a feeling as soon as that goes down, season ticket numbers will shoot way up. I think people really will be like, okay, we know what we've gone through. We know this could possibly be a thing. We need to make sure we support this franchise and do everything we can to keep it. So I know people. People are really excited about the Oakland Ballers. I have a feeling that baseball is hungry here. So I have a strong feeling things will go very well.
Well, I'm always thirsty for some right field will, since you mentioned hungry. So thanks for the call, buddy.
and one thing real quick, buddy. Your favorite Sharks goalie of all time.
Artur Sorbet.
I will say mine is okay, perfect. Same here. Like Wall, baby.
Yeah.
Right on, Brody. Have a spectacular evening.
He was my gateway goalie drug to the NHL. I'm like, who is this guy and how does he stop everything? And obviously the 93 Sharks, new building, beat the Red Wings, playoffs for the first time. Yeah, it was that season where I got hooked. All right, Will.
Plain white pads, man.
You are awesome that you were the first caller, and I appreciate you for doing that. Thank you so much, buddy.
You got it, buddy. Have a great night.
All right, you too.